So this video is for agents or agencies interested or already building their agency, looking for ways to increase their exposure and increase traffic and interest in their agency. I'm going to give you some ideas. I'm going to give you some experiences that I have used in building my agency since 2014 to help me grow the number of interested candidates, agents to join my agency, and how you can hopefully duplicate some of what I've done to get good results in building your own insurance agency. Greetings and salutations, it's David Duford, owner of Duford Insurance Group, where I train and recruit agents nationally to sell things like final expense, Medicare, and annuities, both face-to-face and over the phone. Make sure you subscribe and like this if you happen to enjoy this video. So what I'm going to talk to you today is about the actual techniques I have personally used in building my agency from 0 to 2,000 plus recruitees since 2014 to present day in 2021. And so these tactics have worked incredibly well for me. And what I've discovered is you don't need a lot of tactics. You just need one, maybe two, that you're fully engaged in and go all in on to and be completely committed to get great results in creating a funnel of interested candidates that want to work inside of your agency. So again, I'm just going to share with you what has worked for me. You can take it, you can leave it. What I will tell you here is I believe that what I'm about to talk about is a low hanging fruit opportunity. Even though I've taken advantage of it, there's still a lot of space in these particular strategies I'm about to discuss with you that maybe if you put together good content and you have a good vehicle that you can take part of as well. Of course, I'm sharing with this on some note because I know that most of you out there who are building an agency, frankly, won't do it. So I don't really worry about sharing what has worked well for me because it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. It takes years and years of focus. It's well worth it, I can tell you from personal accord. And I'm not worried because most people just frankly won't do it. So my strategy really focuses predominantly on mass content creation, where I organically, without cost, generate interest in my agency nationally. And the two strategies that have worked wonderfully well for me are YouTube content creation and organic SEO Google search content creation. So in other words, of course, you're watching me on YouTube, and you probably have noticed a few of my videos by now. I've been doing this since 2014. And video creation has been the core component to my success in building an agency and getting what my thoughts are in the business out there and to get you guys helpful information and to convince a minority of you that, hey, maybe working with this guy is going to be even better, thus creating the traffic and the flow into my agency. The other strategy that I started incorporating a couple of years ago was writing really good content to rank in Google when people put in search terms for insurance sales related content. Probably about 2019 I started, and as of 2021, I generate about 50,000 unique visitors a month to my website, davidduford.com, through strategically created blog posts that get people who are getting licensed, thinking about getting licensed in insurance sales, or who already are licensed. And this has created, of course, a great way to build an email list. It's created relationships with new people that aren't necessarily on YouTube. And it's just been an incredible source of traffic for my business. So when we look at agency building, I'll just kind of reference this. There's one component, of course, is traffic. Where do you find people? There's a lot of different ways to do that. You can pay for interest. You can put content out for interest like I do. And like I said, all you really need is one of those strategies to go all in. And again, for me, it was YouTube content creation and organic content creation that ranks in Google. And the reason that I like content creation a lot is A, I don't pay anything for it. I mean, directly like a paid ad. But B, there's a celebrity type effect that you get. Even if you're a small-time person on YouTube and you create really good content, you differentiate yourself entirely from the competition because you willingly give away good information. People tend to start trusting you and they like you. And it gives you this head up from the people who just think paid ads and they don't think about creating an organic content-based relationship, so that by the time you talk to agents, they really like what you're about. They feel really good about your company. And it's very simple to get people jumping in because they've learned 95% of what you're about and the stuff that you do, so that you get a lot more interest a lot faster. Although over the long term, especially in the beginning, it's a slower process to generate this organic type of fanfare, I guess you could say. But it's well worth it in the long run because you don't pay for it and you generate really good quality leads for people to join your agency because they're already sold on you. You don't have to sell them after they see your ad and then learn about you and decide if they care for what you do or not. The other thing I've started doing recently is I'm starting to recruit agencies and teaching them these kind of tactics to go then recruit agents on their own. So I've reached a point in my career as a recruiter, as an agency builder, where I feel comfortable duplicating what I've learned through trial and error, not just selling insurance, but recruiting agents to sell insurance, and other agents who are very good at their business, but want to take it to the next level and build an agency. So this, in effect, scales my income up in a way and leverages my time because I have somebody who can go train these agents who's very, very good at their craft. I don't have to worry about micromanaging all their people, and I can make a smaller, albeit smaller cut for an agency. We give a higher commission level for agencies that join. But I can enjoy the fruits of that relationship and not have to be as actively managing the training process, the learning process, etc. So it's another way to scale my business a little bit better is by duplicating myself as an agency, especially in those agents that have joined, that have done well and want to learn and do what it is that I do. One of the things that's been interesting for me as an agency owner is I've run into the problem of not having time like I used to. I am an incredibly busy person now. I am constantly doing training with my agents. I'm constantly taking recruiting calls from possible recruits. I'm filming video, creating content to continue my campaign to promote myself and my business. And time is just a valuable commodity that I just don't have anymore. And what this has led me to do, as it will for you as an agency owner as you grow and expand your own influence, is to start taking more seriously the funnel process to pre-qualify agents. For example, I don't talk to people randomly who just call in anymore. In fact, if you've been to my website, you won't see my phone number. The reason I do that is because I want to force people who are interested in talking to me to take some steps before I actually talk to them to help me better pre-qualify those agents so I know that they're a good prospect, that they're a good fit, they're willing to follow directions, follow a couple of tasks before speaking to me, and that they will take my time seriously, that they're willing to put some investment up front into the relationship. So I know that, okay, these people are interested, they respect my time, they kind of know how things work, and they're willing to take commands from me in the sense that, because when we go out and work in the field of selling final expense Medicare annuities, you've got to take commands. You've got to follow a system, in other words. And so it's good evidence for me that if somebody does all this stuff, that they're willing to possibly more likely do that when they get out there and not try to, figure this stuff out and create something from nothing and reinvent the wheel, as they say. So pre-qualifying agents has allowed me to talk to a lot of agents still, but more and more with more time, talk to better qualified agents who are ready to start now so that I don't have to necessarily babysit them while they go through the whole onboarding process to get their license and spend a lot of time dealing with them when they may not even actually join. Again, that's kind of an interesting thing you'll find as an agency owner if you haven't already. You can spend a lot of time on a person who's not licensed, who says they're going to get licensed, and they never do. Or they get licensed, they get contracted, they go through your training, and they never buy leads or something like that. So you got to respect your time personally and be very judicious who you give it to because your time is limited. You only want to spend time, as we say in selling final expense, with qualified prospects. It's the same thing in recruiting. We only want to spend our time with qualified candidates that meet our criteria for joining. Any time that you spend with somebody else who hasn't met the criteria is typically a low odds opportunity to join your agency, and you're throwing away your valuable time you could be spending with another prospect that is qualified, that will actually do something and contribute to your business. So I hope this gives you a little perspective on how I've been able to manage the growth of my agency as it started from very much nothing to an incredible asset and resource that brings me tons of traffic, that so much so that I've had to judiciously spend time with those who are best suited and not those who aren't. This is a great experience I've experienced. And if you are in the interest of building an agency and want to know how to do this, or you're currently going through this, I invite you to check out possibly working with DeFord Insurance Group. Again, I love working with agency owners as much as I do with agents themselves. I have experience building an agency, a very successful one for that matter. And I'm passionate about helping others reproduce the kind of success that I've had to build their own asset, to differentiate from just an active income selling insurance to now passively generating income from their downline agents. and enjoying a much more lucrative business as many times running an agency allows versus just traditionally selling. So if you want to learn more about that, if that's something that interests you, what I would ask you to do is go to davidduford.com/contact. I think there's going to be a link above or below, and reach out to me. Say, hey, Dave, want to learn more about working in your agency to build an agency? And I'll be happy to set up a one-on-one call with you to talk more about the opportunities. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you haven't, leave a comment if you'd like. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Bye.